Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Our OP was unfortunate enough to have horrible neighbors, but he did not miss the opportunity to get back at them. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Enjoy your quiet dinner on the deck, neighbor. My condo neighbors are pretty much an annoying waste of space. They don't help out with anything, rarely take out the trash, yet are always complaining about stuff that they find inconvenient. They pretty much treat the other neighbors as servants they expect to do their bidding. After returning from vacation, I noticed the neighbor's kiddie pool laying out in the lawn. It had obviously been there for a while as the grass underneath was beginning to die. Knowing it would do no good to say anything, I rolled up the hose they'd left lying around as well, moved the pool off the lawn, and prepared to mow the lawn, which of course had not been mowed since before I left. They use the lawn but have not mowed it once in the 2+ years they've lived there. A couple minutes later, the neighbor arrives in her car. I'm at the other end of the lawn pulling out some weeds, so I don't notice until a couple of minutes later that she's taken the kiddie pool and moved it back to the lawn out of pure spite. After moving the kiddie pool off the lawn again so I could actually mow, a chance for revenge presents itself. I hear that the neighbors had come out onto their deck and are attempting to have a nice quiet dinner outside. Well, our lawn is not that big, so we don't have an electric mower, but we do have a very loud weed whacker. Well, guess what? I suddenly developed the desire to whack the edges of the lawn, slowly and thoroughly. And our second story. Steals my stuff, then complains about it. I live in a triplex, a 3-apartment home. We all have to share a basement, and we all have a key. There are no dividers or walls to separate the different areas for storage. I have a lot of things down there because I didn't want to pay for a private storage unit. I didn't think it'd be an issue. Enter my neighbor. He's around 80, has severe epilepsy, smokes and drinks like a fish. I have no idea how he's still alive. His TV stopped working, so he put it in the basement, as the trash company wouldn't take it. He saw my old big back 32-inch TV down there and just took it. One way or another, the TV he stole from me also broke down on him. I have no clue WTF he's doing to these television sets. So he comes and knocks on my door and tells me that my television doesn't work anymore. I was confused. He explains that he stole it from the basement and that it didn't work anymore, so he needs another one. I explained that I did not have another TV as the one he stole was my spare. He asked me to give him my 70-inch flat screen because it wasn't fair that I had a television and he did not. He also insisted that I could just buy another one. I just thought, maybe he's losing it. He is old. He even asked if I had a spare microwave, and when I said I only had one, he told me I needed to buy him a new one because he was on a fixed income. He said that he couldn't cook anything because he needed a microwave. The apartments all come with a stove and oven. I felt kind of bad and just wanted the conversation to end. So I told him we could give him some leftovers from the meal we just ate, as it was still hot. He told me that he doesn't eat chicken or rice. He seriously demanded that I buy him a steak and cook it for him. He said that he sees me cooking on the grill a lot, but that I never invite him. I thought he was kidding until I saw the look on his face when I laughed. I finally had enough and told him not to bother coming over and asking for things, and to stay out of my stuff in the basement. He yelled some nonsense that he was going to send his nephew over to straighten me out for being so rude to him. Edit. He just stole my effing grill and then peed on the side of my car. I thought I had it on video, but I'm an idiot and never set up the recording on my cameras. I'm ashamed to say that if this dude wasn't 80, I would probably have put hands on him. I also don't want sued. I'll just keep building a case against him. Edit number 2. I am 99.9% sure that he just turned my power off. I'm sort of a night owl as I stay up late, relax, and browse the internet. I was watching a YouTube video about space and everything in the house turned off. Guess where the breaker box is? The shared effing basement. When I went down to look, the main breaker was tripped. Not halfway as if it was a power surge or something, it was all the way off. I'm assuming that he thought we used clock radios to wake up like back in the day. Luckily, we use our cell phones as alarms. I still have to fix all the clocks in the house. I'm effing pissed. The cameras don't point that way, so I can't prove it was him. It's on the other side of the house. At the same time, who else would it be? Edit number 3. I took my grill back and talked to the landlord today. Apparently, he was thrown out of his last apartment for this kind of crap. He also got kicked out by his family for borrowing a $2,000 generator and selling it. Either way, I woke up with 3 roofing nails in my tire, so I called the police. They have a record of everything that's happened so far, and they took him to be evaluated by a doctor. I'm assuming a psychiatrist as well? He gave me nasty looks the whole time they were there. So did his nephew. Whoever said the nephew would be 65 was about right. It's around noon where I am, and I haven't heard anything since this morning. I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. Edit number 4. Apparently this guy's friends with the upstairs neighbors. They asked why we called the police on a harmless old man. When I told them what he did, they said, "That's just how he is." No effing wonder he thinks this behavior's okay. They even suggested that I'm responsible to bail him out if he goes to jail. WTF? My wife also told me that his nephew walked all the way around the outside of the house 3 or 4 times. I'm pretty sure that he saw the cameras we set up and was checking to see if there were more. I just feel like he's planning something. Edit number 5. Sorry about all the edits. I now have a camera in the basement and magnetic window alarms. I spent most of the night last night on guard since someone was throwing rocks from quite a distance and hitting the house. I was even thinking that they were using a slingshot. They were too far to see on the cameras, and it was too far to see at night when I went outside. Each time I cleared the property with a rifle, I've seen way too many movies to walk around unarmed at night with a possible psycho. There was minor damage to the siding, although it looks like they tried to hit a window. At this point, I got pissed and called the cops. Supposedly, the older neighbor got released and fined, but no one's seen him since yesterday. No one answered his door when the police knocked either. They just told me to keep my doors and windows locked. You know what the upstairs neighbor said to me? I should have gave the old man a television. F that. Edit number 6. Both of my former neighbors are in jail. They got caught trying to rob a gun store at night. I heard about it from the landlord. I adopted their cat since they won't be getting out for a while, and it was locked out of their house. At least I can effing relax. I named it Duddits. And our last story. Neighbor claims that actual property line is 6 feet inside my fence. I recently received an email from the representative of the owner of the lot directly to the north of my house. They're claiming that the property line is 6 feet on my property, or where I thought it was, 3 feet inside my house. They want me to sign a document that looks to allow me to keep my house where it is, but that also agrees with their placement of the property line and says that they can avenge the fence on the new property line. I'm fairly certain that my house predates theirs. It was built in 1886. However, they're planning on developing a big condo, so I assume they have a legal team and financial backing. Edit. They provided me with a Alta ACSM land title survey from what looks to be a legitimate, if small, surveying company. Edit 2. They mentioned that they wanted to make an offer on the house a few weeks back. I politely told them that I was not interested in selling unless they were talking about 3 times the market value of the house and apologized. Everything about it was civil, and I don't believe that I antagonized anyone. Edit 3. Spoke to a lawyer that specializes in real estate, and he instructed me to contact the title company that I closed with for the initial sale. Apparently, they will fund or provide counsel as part of my title insurance. Edit 4. The title company just now got back to me with a letter that essentially says we're looking into it, and the developer is now threatening to just tear down the fence since it's on the owner's property. It seems they've a closing set for the 26th and are trying to force my hand before then. Edit 5. I spoke with the lawyer that I'd contacted initially, and it sent a threat of injunction if they tore down the fence. This seemed to slow them down. It also exposed that there are a few factions on the other side of this. The owner, the developer who was offering to buy, and another group of developers. The developer who was offering to buy backed out, or at least rescinded his offer. The owner, whom I spoke to on the phone, does not seem to care how or when this gets resolved, as long as we do it amicably. The group of developers, though, seem to have a financial interest in me accepting and signing something that accepts that the property line is inside my fence line. Enough that they're offering to build a brick wall in place of the fence if I let them move it. They're kind of weirding me out with what seems to me as slimy behavior, being pushed, talking crap about my lawyer, etc. I think their interest expires at the end of the month, and I'll need to decide if I want to A, let them have the land but build a wall, or B, let the contract expire and deal directly with the owner. I'm leaning towards B at this time. Oh, I'm in the process of contacting old owners to find out the history of the fence. Ended up hiring a lawyer that recommended that I contact my title insurance. They covered all my legal bills except for the initial consult with the lawyer. The house is over the property line, but they can't move it, so I ended up getting an easement for the house that lasts until the house is demolished, and ceding them the rest of the land in return for a big settlement check. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.